Okay, so we are back at the school now. I'm going to show you guys the next step, which is taking this sketch that we made and then putting it into the software. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll minimize CAD. Um, I'm going to open up RDWorks. You can just type in, if you don't have RDWorks, by the way, just go to Boss Laser software and click on that one. I think it's this one. You want to get the V8 software. Click this, and then basically put it on your desktop, and then hit save and kind of go through. You're gonna have to unzip this, I believe. I'll try a little quick, a little bit. Double check this. Yeah, open this up. You're gonna do the executable file. Click on that. It'll have you kind of open it all up. And I think as you go through and do this, you should put the default into millimeters. I think that's one of the options. Okay, so in any case, once you have that, you can open up the software, and this is it. This is what you're going to see, pretty blank. And from this point, we can go and import our DXF. So I'm going to go, there's two things you can do. You can open an old file that you made in here, or if you actually import something, then you want to save it, then you can open it up. But if you just want to import old files like DXFs, click that, go find your file mine's on the desktop. And mine was laser cut cardboard box DXF. You'll see it kind of appear in here. Okay, shoot, I always forget to do this. The issue is DXFs come into all software as unitless, but it'll be read as millimeters. I always forget to do this. I CAD'd it in inches. I'm going to go up here and open this, change my units to millimeters, and then I'll go ahead again and I will open up this sketch. I'm going to save it again as a DXF. I'll just replace this one. Okay, then I will come back in here, re-import, and it should be now the right size. There we go, better. Yeah, I almost always forget to change that. If you don't want to see these lines here, these are the laser path lines. I think there's a way to get rid of these. Maybe there's view. I have to figure out exactly. I forget which one. So we don't want to see all that. Show array. Draw. Show path. Yeah, I don't want to see the path. Okay. So at this point, we have things here. We can select this and move it around. We can delete little things. Like I don't need this little square right here. I can delete that all by itself. If you have any extra lines, you can delete them. Double check. I see a couple still in here. We don't want to actually cut those lines. Make sure everything's good. And this is the side, and this is the other side. So I'm going to copy this. I'll just hit Control C, and then wherever I point my mouse will be where it ends up. Control V. I can move this again, kind of pack it in here. That's good. I don't think this is all going to fit, unfortunately, but we'll try and get what we can. Okay, I'm going to move this off the grid. I'm going to move this one onto it. I might have to end up cutting that lid top and bottom on a separate piece of cardboard. Okay, it's kind of moving around weird. I'm going to copy this one, move it down here. And now we get into the kind of the cool stuff you can do with this. Okay, as you notice right now, everything is black. If you look up here in this area, it's all black and it's being actually a scanned layer. We want to do some cuts. So let's go ahead and change some of this. For instance, let's take this little section and change the color down here. We'll make that red. And let's go ahead and double click on that color for the scan. There's only two options you can do. You can do a scan or a cut. Let's cut all the black. Let's make a cut. And now we got to figure out what is the power and what's their speed. Those are the two functions that are going to depend what you can cut through and how deep you cut. So let me cancel this. If you're not sure, go into the internet, type in Boss Laser settings, and this will give you a starting point to get your speeds and power. So we're going to be cutting cardboard, and we're going to be cutting it. We have a 65 watt laser here in the shop, so we'll be doing 70% power, 15 millimeters per second speed. This is get you for a thickness, it's funny, of a 1/4 inch, but we're only be doing about 0.175, so we're under that. So 70, 15 is the speed. We'll go back over. I'm going to go through here. This will be cut. 70 is the power. Do max and min. If this was clicked, unclick it. Unclick number 2, so all you have is number 1. And I typed that in wrong. Oops. Block first. And the speed was, what was the speed? 15. We'll change this to 15. And that's it. So 15 millimeters a second, that's pretty slow. We'll be cutting it, and we'll be going 70% of the laser's capacity for all the black ones. For the red, how about this red right here? Let's etch this, or engrave it, or scan it in this case, I call it. So what is the scanning operation? We can do, that's engraving. It'll be 25% power, 350 speed. So we'll do 350 and 25% power. And the other thing for scanning is how like fine of a definition you have. The interval scan gap millimeters, it's 0.065. And that's where this is right here. Change that to 0.065. That's only going to be occurring on scans. It's one extra thing you have to kind of check out. Okay. So what this means right now, let me show you what the difference is between scanning and cutting. Cutting is going to be cutting along this line. Scanning is going to fill in this red area. So if I go hit the little preview TV screen, you'll see, oh, you can see that something's wrong with this scan. Let me stop that. Hit escape. Let me go back up here to the red one. Oops, cancel the red one here. Oh, it's the interval in inches. This should be millimeters a second. 0.065 millimeters, and this here has it inches. Maybe that actually, that number before. Okay, hold on. Let me quickly just go convert that. 0.065 inches to millimeter. 1.65. Is that right? Actually, sorry, it should be, it's reversed. I want to do 0.065 millimeters to inches. Okay, so 0026, we'll call it. 0.0026. Okay, now whenever we scan this, it should be cleaner. There we go, cleaner cut. So what this is going to be doing, if you get simulation, it's going to scan this back and forth and actually just engrave it, not actually cut through, but just kind of mark it. And then once it goes through here, then you'll begin to cut all these lines out all the way through. Okay. So I'll have this cut. Actually, I'm going to scan this also. Oh, you know what I'm going to do for here? I'm going to do another color. I'll do something different. I'm going to have this one cut, but not cut through. So I'm going to go maybe, this is something from experience, but maybe say 100 millimeters a second, kind of in between. And we'll kind of go a lower power, maybe like also 25. So this will be cutting, but it's not going to cut all the way through. Just going to be kind of laying it out, almost outlining it. So now you can see here, it's going to be cutting all this and then just kind of cutting this, but not all the way through. And then we can kind of mess around with this. I'll do also here, I'll turn this red, and that'll match up with that scanning. And the last thing I want to show you is, say this one I want to have look different. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to import, I think I can do it on here as well, the actual picture itself, the original one that I found. Okay. This is going to come in as a bitmap up here, BMP, and I'll show you what that does. Go a little bit bigger. So this is doing it without even having an SVG. And actually, you know what? I'm going to go through and change this to blue. I'm just going to have this outlined, just like the other one is. So it'll be cutting it. The blue will be pretty low power, pretty fast speed. So it's not going to cut all the way through. So both of these will be kind of just outlined. This will be just scanned and filled. All the blacks will be cut all the way through. And then let me show you what the bitmap does. You can't really edit a bitmap, meaning it's always going to be a scan. Okay, but you can scan the power. I'll unclick that, and we'll kind of keep that, but still kind of keep whatever your scanning operations are from the other one. So let me just show you what this is. See, yeah, that's weird. It doesn't pick up that yellow for some reason. It's actually surprising it doesn't do that. Scan 0.00, I think it was 26. I don't know if that'll make a difference. Yeah, weird. It doesn't pick up that last little little star there. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that then. But that is how you could actually put a full image in there. When this is all done, preview it, actually run the simulation. You can speed this up a little bit. Looks like I am going full speed. It's going to be taking around 10 minutes of total time, almost 7 minutes of light time, meaning how long the laser is firing, because there's also travel time in between. It's going to be cutting all this. It does do some weird little how it arranges it, but always kind of check it. It's going to be cutting that lightly and going through. Okay. Once you're happy with this, and this part actually we can't fit on the paper, so I'm going to copy it, but then delete it. That way later on I can open it up and just paste it back in there and finish off these two lids. Once you're done here, you're going to, you want to save it. So we'll hit this. That way you can come back and edit this. I'll just call this laser cut cardboard, and I'll delete that DXF at the end. This will save as an RLD file. So you can open this back up in Boss and it'll bring this all up. Then you can do your adjustments and you can change things if you want to. But this is not what the laser reads. This is just opening up in the software. So you want to do two saves. Save the file, and then if you're happy with this and you have all your scans and everything ready to go, then you can save to the U file down here. That's going to be your USB. So put a USB in here. Let me go grab one. All right, so I'll stick the USB in, and it's recognizing it. I'm going to put it right here, open, and I'm going to call this laser cut cardboard box, just like I've been calling everything else. And now it's an RD file. RD file is what the laser is going to read. So I'll save this. It should say export success. And now I'm done. I'm going to go get my cardboard, and I'm going to go to the laser and actually load the file and then cut it all out. Okay, so next video, I'm going to show you actually how to use the laser and go through all those steps. Okay, but these are the things you can work on. You can also just incidentally, you can do some other lines just within the software itself. You can do some editing, but generally I do almost all of my CAD. I do it all by CAD and then I import it. And so I don't really do a whole lot of actual work and creation in here. Oh, the last thing I want to show you is before I even do this, whenever you get everything all set up, the origin of the laser is in the top right. So if you select everything and then hit this button right here, top right, it'll move everything up to the top right. And that's the proper way to do it. So I'm going to save this again, save it on my desktop. Let's see here. Did I not have that already? All files. Not the DXF. I thought I saved it. I'll just save it again. Laser cut. artboard box. And this will save as an RLD file. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and save that to the U file again since I did change it. Make sure you choose it, RD, save, replace it, success. You can withdraw that USB, take it to the laser, and then we'll go through that next. Okay, so that's the very basics of Boss Laser software and how to kind of edit and set up the speeds and the power of the laser. All right, that is it.